This is Vietnam, a beautiful country with rich culture, breathtaking landscape, and delicious food. During November last year, I was fortunate enough to spend 10 days in this beautiful country. 10 days of amazing temples and pagodas, scenic countrysides, lots of UNESCO World Heritage sites, and of course, mouth-watering foods. In this video series, I'll be taking you to my time in northern Vietnam, the places I've been to, the activities I did, the food I ate, and bunch of other information. So without a further ado, let's get started. Good morning everyone. It's day 3 of our Vietnam trip and we are now in Hanoi Old Quarter. We boarded a night bus from Sapa last night and reached Hanoi very early in the morning. It's actually 5:30 now and we have almost 2 hours till our car to Ninh Binh arrives. Since we had luggage with us, we could not roam around in Old Quarter and had to stay put for few hours. However, these waiting hours were eventful as we saw the Old Quarter coming into life as the morning progressed. We had an early dinner last night, so we were a little hungry and spotted this cute little shop in Old Quarter. The shop name is Bami, which specializes in banh mi and coffee. The location is in the description. The banh mi was very good. In fact, I can say one of the best banh mi I had in Vietnam. At around 7:30, our car picked us up from Old Quarter and off we go to Ninh Binh. The ride was a minivan and I booked this from Bookaway at $8 per person. After around 3 hours of drive and 2 stops in between, we finally reached our homestay in Ninh Binh. We stayed at You Homestay in Trang An and I have to say this was one of the highlights of our Vietnam trip. Right in the middle of the nature, this place has the most stunning location. The surroundings of this homestay was so peaceful and serene. Surrounded by limestone cliffs and lake, our view really was one to remember. This property has a beautiful pool as well, so that you can relax in the pool. At around 650,000 Vietnamese dong per night, this was a steal deal for sure. After checking in, we got freshened up and quickly on our schedule to go to the famous Trang An boat ride after having lunch. However, fate had another plan for us and it started raining. It rained for almost 2 hours and as we lost almost 2 hours, we dropped our plan to go to the Trang An boat ride. Instead of Trang An boat ride, we decided to have lunch and then go to the famous Moa cave. Ever since I started watching videos of Vietnam, it was a bucket list thing for me to reach the top of Moa Cave and take a picture with the dragon. We reached Moa Cave just before dusk. The entry to Moa Cave is not free and you have to pay 100,000 Vietnamese dong per person. To reach the top of Moa Cave, you have to climb almost 500 stairs. Since it is one of the most sought after places in Ninh Binh, obviously there was a lot of crowd.
Esse é o horário de todos os tours de Hanoi, cara.
The stairs were really quite steep, and after almost 40 minutes of trek, we finally reach a top. The path towards the dragon was really very difficult, and I would request all of you to be very careful. I saw many people attempt it but in vain.
Appoggiato al coso, al drago, cioè ti giuro, mica se ne va, si leva,
Piece of work, so.
So there is a dragon.
Ich würde da einfach runtergehen.
Finally few minutes in the queue and I reached the top of the dragon. That was really a bucket list ticked moment for me.
come down this way. Here,
It's very difficult.
sit here.
My wife couldn't. She came all the way.
I just want these two.
Moet er al mee.
So we can get a photo.
The 360-degree panoramic view from the top was really amazing. This kind of view really reminds us the famous quote that often toughest roads leads to most beautiful destination.
Here, when you jump up, I'll get a photo. Excuse me, gentlemen. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Hi. We've all been waiting
Oh.
to get a photo, and you guys like jumped up, which is fine.
Oh.
But can you guys move so we can get a photo with the
So
dragon?
we thought she was afraid,
no,
like,
no. So look at the queue all the way.
ah, sorry.
That's all right. So can you guys move?
Oh, wait. So sketchy. You want me to take a photo?
I was really mesmerized by the view and wanted to stay a little more. However, it was getting dark and so we decided to get down. However, we were not done for the day, as we went to our hotel to get freshened up and have some food, and thought of visiting the famous Hok Island twin pagodas in the Hoa Lu ancient town walking street. It was a 15 minutes drive from our homestay and we reached there exactly when the night market was opening. It was a small lake with two beautiful pagodas which look really nice when the lights are turned on. Unfortunately, I have lost most of my footages of that particular evening, so I couldn't show you in this video. After visiting the Twin Pagoda and strolling into the night market, we finally call it a day and return to our hotel. Our hotel had a very good food options and we tried the famous buncha, which is glass noodles with pork chops and spring rolls. It was really a tasty dinner. Tomorrow we are having one of the most packed schedule of our Vietnam trip, as we have planned to go to the Bai Dinh Pagoda, do the Trang An boat ride and visit the Beach Dong Pagoda. So stay tuned for tomorrow's video. Here is some glimpse.